Hey everybody, how you doing out there? This is Lanier Presents a special episode. We have my aunt Tina Luckett, aka one of the best authors right now coming out. Or she's been out, but you get the idea. She's got a new work coming out. Seven Cycles of Friendship.
Yes.
That's right. And Auntie, if you'd like to regale them with quickly about your other works too that are out now.
So I released two fictional books called The Sweet Tea Society and The Sweet Tea Nemesis. So it's about billionaires attending these uh, like tea parties, but these ladies get into a lot of trouble. Even though they have a lot of money, they get into a lot of trouble. So it's the three parts. Parts one and two is out now, and I'm working on the third book.
Hmm. And you could say that an offshoot of those two books is about friendship or just how different people of different classes and whatnot can come together and form a friendship, even if the the cause of it might be tenuous, crime or whatever they try to get into. But you know, birds of a feather
Yeah.
flock together, as they say, right?
Yeah, it's so funny you mentioned that because that's exactly what it is. In order for them to get out of trouble, that friendship, and you'll see when you read the book, see how that friendship grows and how people actually like them all together. So yeah, they need a friendship to actually get out of to get out alive.
To get out of that, of course. So, firstly, I wanted to ask, so like what inspired you to write this book specifically about the friendship cycles? What was the coin of phrase from your book, the seed, that started this?
So the Seven Friendship Cycles book, I was just thinking about friendships because if you think about friendships, like they're such a fundamental part of our lives,
Mhm.
but yet also complex, but not always fully understood.
Mhm.
So I wanted to like dig deeper into the cycles to understand why some friendships work and get stronger while others drift apart and don't work at all. So that was my motivation to try to find out as much as I could about friendships so I could try to better one friendship at a time.
And was it also partly inspired, just like through the years, have you felt like a lot of your friendships have been tested or they've kind of waned or you've had to like, shift through different cycles with people through your experience as well?
Oh yes, actually, as I was writing the book, um, it's funny how God would take you through some things. So a lot of the stuff that I got from the book was actually me going through my different cycles with my friends, and some of them got better, and some I actually have to let go, and to know that actually it's okay to let some friendships go sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, even for me, like I've had a lot of close friends that just throughout the years kind of drop off, but sometimes you can pick back up, sometimes you just kind of leave it be as it is. But I think it's important to take with you that they were there for a reason at a point in time that you needed them. But times change and some people stay on, some people don't. But that's
Yeah, they
fine.
say friendships comes for a season, a reason, and I miss another one. Come for a reason, a season. I miss another one. Uh, I'll think of it in a minute. But yeah,
Okay. Okay, yeah. You're quick with it. So you,
okay.
you got it, you got it, Auntie. And then can you briefly describe like the seven friendship cycles and how you came up with them?
Yeah, so I don't know why I love trees, but I love to just look out and look at trees. So
Hmm.
if you ever, if you think about a tree, so you have the seed, and then you have the root,
Hmm.
and then you get that, the trunk, the branch, the leaf, the vine, and the bark. So I broke down all seven of those as the friendship cycles. So take the seed. And when you first meet someone, you're in that seed cycle, and it's up to you and the other person to figure out how you want to mold that friendships.
Hmm.
Um, your goal is you're trying to get to that trunk because that's your ride or die, friend. That's your friend who's going to take all of your secrets to the grave. But in between those two, you have the root, where that's right next to the trunk, where that friend also is going to take all of your secrets to the grave. And that's like your solid foundation. The branch is one of the ones I really like. If you think about a branch, it grows in different directions.
Yeah.
So if you're in that cycle with someone, I mean, your friendship is about to get tested because you're at a um, you're trying to figure out what direction to go. Should I continue on with this friendship or should I, let it go?
Yeah. And also to that point, some branches snap off, some, stay strong or whatnot. So yeah, that's also a really
Yeah,
good point.
yeah. One of the ones I like with my friends is I always say I'm my friend's leaf because if you think about a leaf, it changes colors, it blows, around. So when your friend need a or have any issues, like I blow in, help them with their problems, but then I have my own life, so then I go back home and this type of friend you don't talk to every day, but when you
Mhm.
do pick up and do talk to them, you're picking up from where you left off.
Exactly.
So now these next two is like the people who actually read the book, they just love these two because this is
Sure.
where the drama comes in. So if you think about the vine, it grows and grows and grows. No matter if you cut it off, it just grows back. So if you're in that type of cycle with someone, that means, that friend is only thinking about themselves, not really a friend to you, will stab you in the back, type
Mhm.
friend. And no matter how bad you try to get rid of that friend always try to come back. So I let people know in the book, hey, it's okay. You can let them go because when you have healthier friendships, you live a
Mhm.
lot longer. And then the last one is the bark. This one is actually where you go deep. As if you think about a bark, is peeling off those layers.
Yeah.
And the deeper you go with that friendship, you get to see if you like this person or not. Is it worth your time to continue this friendship? Because you're trying to get to that root or that trunk cycle. So yeah, those are the 7 friendship cycles.
And it just came to mind. I was just thinking about it. Like subconsciously, could it have also been inspired by the Giving Tree? You remember that
Mm-hmm.
the story from way
Yeah,
back then?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah, like
didn't
how
think
the
about that at the time, but yes, yes,
yeah,
it
yeah,
could
because
have.
I love that story too. Because
Yeah,
I mean, the tree was literally a friend to the kid, or however it went, right?
yeah.
And throughout life, it supported him whenever he needed it.
Good point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, shouts out to that too. But buy this book over that one for sure.
Thank you. Oh, buy both. Okay.
Yeah, you can buy both too. And so then with that, were there any like surprising discoveries that you made while exploring and writing about these dynamics?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, the one thing that comes to mind would be the power of, see, the power of like, if okay, take this for instance. If you so when you have friends, right?
Yeah.
Some of the friendships you do a give and take. You give me advice, I give you advice, some good or bad,
Hmm.
and we're good. Other times you have some friends that just want to just take, never give. And if you're in that type of relationship with someone, you have to actually come to think about, okay, how can I make this balance so we can make this, friendship work? Or is it not, again, not worth my time? So that was one of the things I was like caught off guard, like, oh wait, I have friends that give and take, but I do have those certain friends that they're actually some of the ones I lost that I noticed just like if you call them, they don't ask you about yourself. They
Hmm.
only talking about themselves. They don't give a crap about you. So I once I started writing the book, I just started noticing how my friends react to me. And I was like, okay, I'm always giving, giving, giving. You're not giving me anything back. So I had to just step back and say, you know what, this is not worth my time.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I would call a friend like that a woodpecker. They just, they just
Yeah,
yeah, they just
yeah.
use and then go on.
Use you. Yep, use you. Bring a lot of drama into your life. And you're like,
Cause a
wait a
lot of
minute.
noise, a lot of drama.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
woodpecker.
yeah. Yeah.
Question is, of course, with friendships having evolved, especially in the modern day, how do you think technology and social media it shapes and it bends your friendship cycles as you have them in the book?
Oh, that's a good question because if you think about like technology and social media, it actually made it easier for people to connect. It even made it easier to maintain relationships across different cities and distance. Like me and you, we are in different states right now, but
Mhm.
here we are over Zoom.
Right?
And then there's other platforms like Facebook Messenger. What's the one? I don't have an iPhone anymore, but the FaceTime.
Oh yeah, FaceTime. Yeah, that's right.
And of course, Bree would kill me if I didn't say Cisco's webcam thing that they have.
Yeah.
So that different platforms that allow you to see each other like we're doing now, without even leaving your home. So that's a good part of the technology. Even forming when you forming new friendships, you still able to connect over technology and social media. So in my opinion, technology and social media is a good thing for friendships.
Mm. To play devil's advocate, I think that at times social media can be a detriment to friendships too, because there can be a lot of misinterpreting what people say or post, or these other different scenarios that kind of hinge on things now. So say,
That
for instance, you got a party, right? And for some reason or another, your invite didn't get sent to someone over Facebook or whatever. So now they see the pictures, are like, oh, I guess they didn't want me there. So, like, just, I can only imagine, right?
or if you see the party and they say, well, it was posted on Facebook, like, but you're not on my feed all the time, so of course I didn't see it, but you're my friend, so why didn't you just call me or text me, type thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, that yeah, actually that could be a big problem with technology and social media.
Yeah, especially with takers too. With social media, a lot of people may cozy up to you because they think they can get something out of it,
Yeah,
And
yep,
then,
yep, yep, so true, so true.
so I don't, I think it's a balance for sure. I think that
Mhm.
it's good, and you got to be weary of other things with people too on social media, technology, and so forth.
Yeah, and you can't take it personal either because they might not even be talking about you, type
True.
things. You mean so? Yeah, communication. You got to communicate.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Were there any like specific challenges that you faced when you were structuring the book or organizing the content of the book?
Oh, so you can probably relate to some of the stuff I'm about to say by you being
Sure.
an author yourself.
Hmm.
Um, Organizing the context of any book can indeed be challenging. Like for instance, ensuring that the flow of information is actually like flowing. That was one of my problems I had, and one of my editors for the book. She only did the first three chapters, but and I'm not even sure I even told her this, but I need to tell her that she actually taught me how to, because my book wasn't flowing. And at the time, I didn't know that. But then she was showing me how to make it flow, and it worked out. And then also, you got to keep in mind, like, I was keeping in mind that I want my readers to stay engaged because I want them to continue reading the book
Of
and
course.
not put the book down and never pick it back up again. Other issues would be
And uh,
like
uh,
different top. Oh, go
and
ahead.
to add, when you have a book that's nonfiction, it can also be really difficult because people, generally people kind of like stories. They want to see like a character's journey or whatever or whatnot. So I think that might have been also difficult for you as well, because I know you did a lot of fiction prior to this book. Was
Well,
it a
more
hard
with the
transition?
nonfiction, it's more like you're the expert in this field. Like you don't study, you don't research, so you're the expert.
Hmm.
So you try to make it relatable to people, and then also try to add your personal stories in there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What else? And then like balance different topics. I had to make sure I stay focused and not go off topic to
Hmm.
make sure everything I'm covering is actually falling under the friendship cycles. So
Right,
yeah.
right. And how many pages is the book?
The book is 103 pages, so this is a short, quick read. I just wanted something quick to the point, and so people can read it and then use it and then move on. And
Yeah.
then also, actually, in the book, like if you don't know where you are with a friend, what cycle you're in, there's a quiz in the back. You can take. You both actually can take the quiz, and then you'll see what cycles you are in. And you
Oh,
both could be in different cycles, and that's okay.
yeah, that's good. That's cool. I also like that it's short. especially with my experience, I just find that a lot of people, if you're not like a big name author or creator or whatnot, a lot of people are like, "Ah, I don't want to read all this." But if you keep it bite sized, you keep it, where they can read it in a day, they seem to gravitate towards that a lot now.
Well, if
Especially,
you think about it, people get is having less and less time to do anything,
yeah,
now. So
exactly.
yeah,
And attention spans are getting shorter.
yeah,
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 it's a lot to compete with, but
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I think you do a great job, Auntie. I
Okay,
believe.
thank you,
I definitely believe that. And
thank you.
so, like, what advice would you give to someone who might be struggling with one of these friendship cycles? So, say that to them, they're at the stage where they really need someone to talk to or someone to see things their point of view or give them good advice, but it appears as though the seeds haven't been planted on the other side where they're more or less just like associates. So how would you go about giving them advice to sort things out?
So my number one thing of all things, and this can go for anything, any friendships, any relationships, any type of thing you want to connect with someone else. The number one thing is communication. You have to do that communication. If you're not, communicating, then like it's not going to work.
Hmm.
So you need to let people know, where you're coming from. So yeah, communication is number one. The second one I would say is like a self-reflection, because how can you be a good friend to me if you're not a good friend to yourself?
Hmm.
Another one I would say would be what else? What else did I say? Let's see what else. I can't remember what else did I put down. Oh, set boundaries. Like you got to set those boundaries, and if you set them up front, then you both will know what type of what you can and cannot do and say with each other. Another thing I put down was, oh, this is a big one. Sometimes you do need to take a break. Like you come to a point where you're like, okay, I done had enough of this girl or guy. I just need to take a break so we can refocus and see if this even worth our time continuing this friendship.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
I've had
those are four things.
yeah, I've had situations like that too. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you just have to, retreat and then just kind of refocus, recenter yourself and go through from there.
Yeah, yeah. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it either. I mean, don't feel guilty about it. Just take your time.
Hmm. I agree. Um, and then lastly, I wanted to ask, so with this book and your other two Sweet Tea Society novels as well, what's next? Is it going to be a continuation of both lanes for you, or what are you working on so people out there can know and find it?
So my baby, what I really like to write the most is nonfiction. So, and as I was writing this book, I said, hey, I think I need to catch the friendships at an earlier stage. So I want to write one where I'm catching the kids like in grade school before they actually get to forming those good, relationships. So if we catch them early, we can teach them, how to, manage their friendships later in life. So I think that's going to be my next book. And I'm not sure if it's going to be like a children's book,
I
but
was just thinking it should be. I think it should be, huh?
okay. So
Yeah,
it might be a children's book because I need to catch them earlier than where I'm at now. So yeah.
for sure, for sure. And then you can make it could be just like oh darn, I'm trying to think. Like a specific character that they can relate to
Okay.
and respond to, and they kind of grow through the stages or something. I'm spitballing, but something like that, right? Would you say?
Yeah, I keep that in mind, nephew.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. That's all for you. So, Auntie, like, where can other people find your prior books, and also where can they get this new one that's coming out? It's also coming out December 15th, correct?
Yes,
I
yes.
just wanted to.
So I'm on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and anywhere that they sell books, you actually can find the books.
Okay, and that's
And then
10.
you can actually find me on Instagram, Tina Luckett 7, I think it is. And then also, I think it's the same as Facebook.
Mhm.
Oh, then my website is tinaluckett.com.
Okay, I'll be sure to add that in there as well too, like all the
Yeah,
editing and whatnot.
thank you.
Also, I gotta shout you out, Auntie. You really, just from you starting off doing your ebooks and your literature, it also inspired me to try it in that form because I was obviously doing comic books before. But I was
Mhm.
like, you know what? Auntie's doing the literature and I can see her passion for it. And I was like, let me try. So I just wanted to give you like a lot of praise for that. You helped me try something new with just like exploring these worlds through just the words, the love of words. So I did want to ask, what inspired your love of words and just creating stories? Like, what was the genesis for you?
Oh gosh, ever since I've been was younger, I always had stories in my head, and I used to always like fight it, like wouldn't let it come out. I would write and wouldn't let anyone read anything that I wrote. So ever since I was a young girl, I always wanted to write. Some of my friends and family says I'm a good storyteller, and which I am. And
Yeah,
so yeah,
she got some good
so yeah, I
stories.
love telling stories. So so yeah. So I
That's
just
good.
and if it wasn't for you and my sister forcing me, not forcing me, but pushing me out there, I think it was last year on my birthday,
That's
uh
right.
to get my first set of books out there. Those books will still be sitting like, I don't know, on my dresser or in my computer. So I want to thank you guys for pushing me to let people read what I always wanted to say.
Yeah, because I think you have a really strong voice, Auntie. I really do.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's very unique to your perspective, and I feel like you tackle things from an angle that's very grounded. Um, you can see things through other people's experiences, and of course, you know how to make it entertaining as well. I think you do
Thank
that very well.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, very welcome. All right, guys. So the clock is winding down as I can see. But yeah, this is Tina Luckett. Yeah, one of the greatest in my opinion. And I hope you guys check out the book and all her other works as well.